So we just got this. Well, I'll just give you a little background. My husband and I own a diesel shop, so I'm somewhat mechanically inclined. I'm not as great as him, but anyways, we got this car for my brother from a local shop that was basically given it as payment because the customer didn't want to fix the car. So this car's history was, I guess, that it sat for 2 years, or I guess it sat for a few months, and the customer at the time brought it to this shop, and they said it wouldn't start and that the immobilizer light's on. I think they said at one point they brought it to Toyota, and Toyota said it needed CM or something along those lines, some computer. That's what they said, apparently. I don't have any of that actual information or receipts or anything, so I don't know. But looking into it from our area, there's power in the push start button. When you push it, we have a Snap-On, what is this thing? A Snap-On Triton deal. And it says that when I push the button that it's showing that it's on, but we're not getting any dash lights. It's nothing. It's just showing that blinking light. Brand new battery in it, brand new battery in the key fobs. The key fobs are all working to unlock, trunk, whatever else there is on there. And there's some test in the scanner that you can test all the key modules that are in the doors and the trunk and all that stuff. All those are showing that it notices the key. So it's just crazy. It's like tracing quite a situation here. And when I put voltage to, I believe it's the certification, so I have like most of the dash ripped out, lower part of the dash. The certification ECU on the accessory and the ignition, when I do that, I do get dash lights. So I'm like, what is that? Where is it not communicating is basically what I'm trying to figure out, because I don't want to just throw a bunch of parts at it. And when you put key, they say to put the key on the button and to see if it'll do anything, the key fob, and it doesn't do anything.
Oh, really? So this is what you're saying, this is a regular key, or I'm sorry, it's got a push button on it, right?
Yep.
And the key fob locks and unlocks the doors?
Yep.
And when you go to start it and you push the button, none of the dash lights come on. Is that correct?
Correct. Nothing happens. Not even the push button light doesn't come on. It just continues to blink that immobilizer. Something's not letting it. So I guess Toyota thought because the guy let it sit that it lost memory somewhere. I just don't like where, because there's so many computers. It's just very complex.
So that certification ECU, can you communicate with that one?
In terms of
your scanner.
So I do have, when I plug the OBD, it lets you manually on manual ID, and it's very limited on what it'll let you do. But there was a code, let's see, it was like, I think I have a picture. Hold on, where is it? There's a B2278, the main switch, starter switch 1 signal does not match starter switch 2 signal. And then a B2287, it says LIN communication master. And then a B2289, key collation waiting time over.
B2287. And you said a 2289?
Yes, 2287 and 2289.
You don't have a 2785, do you?
No.
Okay. It looks like confirmed fix, replaced ID code box. This is the 2287 is a LIN communication master function, and B2289 key collation waiting time over, no start. This is what it says. Scope the LIN line for the smart key system. Pin 5 orange wire at the steering lock ECU should have 10 volt square wave on it. If there is very little voltage, then unplug the steering lock ECU, the certification ECU, and the ID code box. See when the waveform comes back. Likely one of these components is shorting the bus down. The ID code box is a common culprit. It is behind the HVAC glove box. Between the box and the firewall, it's difficult to get to. So it's called the ID code box. So it sounds like it's shorting out. It's probably shorting out that steering column lock, and that's why your ignition isn't coming on. That would be my guess.
And it said you can check it somewhere under the steering column. Is that what you said?
Yes. The ID code box is a common culprit. It is behind the HVAC box, between the box and the firewall. It's hard to get to. So behind the HV box. Let's see here, ID code box. Let's see where this is. If I can get a good picture here. Hang on. Do you guys have access to all Identifix or Mitchell On Demand?
Yeah, Mitchell.
So It should be in there. Let me see what I got for you. Verify the transponder ECU has good power and ground, and try to test some of the terminal voltages to determine if the transponder ECU is trying to communicate with the engine control module. Try to establish communication between the transponder key and see if it has any stored codes. That's for the $27.99. But let's find out where this ID code box is here.
I think I have a diagram of that.
It says behind the left side of the dash, according to the color wiring diagram. ID code locations. So it's going to be behind the ignition switch, or the push button switch. So back further. So it's in the center of the dash, a little bit to the left. And it's back there. If you're sitting in the driver's seat looking at the push button, it's probably back. My guess is probably 6-8 inches behind there. In the center, a little bit to the left of the dash. And I got a good picture here on my end. I bet you Mitchell On Demand will have a good picture. It's called Transponder Key ECU. So if you look it up in Mitchell, I'm sure it's going to have a component location and an R&R procedure for this transponder key ECU. So that's what it sounds like to me, to be honest with you.
ID code box, gotcha.
Yep.
All right, I will look into this, and hopefully that is issue.
If anything comes up, just
weird.
It's very odd. I'll be honest with you. We don't really see this a whole lot. I mean, these are really good cars, and we don't. I can't remember the last time I messed with a security issue on Toyota like this.
Toyotas are really good.
For sure, 100%. I agree with you. But you're welcome to run these tests, and if something comes up, just reply back in the chat if you want to check some things, and then let me know what you find.
And also, it looked like the guy got the key, or a new key programmed in, was this in 2020? So I wonder, did he let it just sit super long and it just lost? I don't know.
And you said you got a $27.99, right? B27.99?
No, it's $89.
All right. Well, this one, I found a case study that had a $27.99, and this is caused by faulty ignition keys. But the tech tips here, it says the transponder key ECU is difficult to get to, as it is attached to the back of the heater case between it and the firewall. On this vehicle, it may be up high behind the defrost vent. Use a borescope to check that area through the glove opening. Remove the glove box and search behind the heater box with a borescope. It's going to be back there somewhere. So transponder or ID code box.
All right, yeah, I'll look into that and I'll let you know.
That sounds good.
All right, thank you.
All right, you bet. You're welcome. Bye.